When he's not riding motorcycles, flying planes, or trying to kill himself in a car while driving at insane speeds or on Gambon Corner, Tom Cruise makes action movies. Most notably the Mission Impossible films. Even from the very beginning, they were an extraordinarily entertaining series of yarns that has seen pretty predictable box office success. From the original Mission Impossible 2, Mission Impossible 3, Ghost Protocol, and now 2015's Rogue Nation. But a lot of people are worried that this is a shitty intro. You know this can of Dinty Moore that has been over here on the shelves for a while? We've had this at like the last two houses that we've lived at, and you know this stuff doesn't expire until like 2016? That's not scary, is it? Okay, let's do this. This year's Mission Impossible Rogue Nation marks the fifth in a franchise of relatively successful action movies for Tom Cruise, but some people are wondering whether or not the fourth one should have been the last Impossible mission, given that the fourth one's premise is, oh no, the IMF is being dissolved, and the fifth one's premise is, oh no, the IMF is being dissolved, and the IMF can only handle being dissolved so many times. Add to that the fact that while Tom Cruise is still every bit the action superstar that he was in his other movies, he's definitely getting a little bit further along than he used to be. So yeah, at the risk of a predictable cliche, should you go rogue? Do it. This is normally the part where I follow it up by saying, do it slowly. But you shouldn't. You should do it very, very quickly. Go. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. It really, really is. I'm not terribly sure what happened in the recipe to set the last two Mission Impossible movies apart from the first three. The first three weren't bad by any means. I think that the second one was probably the weak link. I don't particularly prefer John Woo. Man's got an obsession with doves. That's just not healthy. MI 1, 2, and 3 weren't bad. There was something different and special about Ghost Protocol, and there's definitely something different and special about Rogue Nation. Part of it may be the fact that there's a lot of veteran cast members that return for Rogue Nation. Obviously, Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt is in this one, but you also get the absolutely fabulous Luther Stickle, played by Ving Rhames, back for another joyride in this one, and the veteran hacker vibe is there and dialed all the way up to 11, and it's fantastic. The always wonderful Simon Pegg is back as Benji Dunn, still working as a field agent and still just absolutely fantastic. Aided only by the fact that as Simon Pegg has gotten older, he looks better in this movie now. He looks more believable in this movie now, and he's just really, really grown into the role well. Add to that the presence of Jeremy Renner, who I have said before many, many times has missed his calling, and just comedically is absolutely hilarious. If you haven't seen Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, go see it after you go see Rogue Nation. But definitely go see Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, because Jeremy Renner is just a laugh a minute in that. He really, really is. And he was in Ghost Protocol, and he's back in Rogue Nation. It's just absolutely hilarious. His little grace notes is Jeremy Renner. The newcomers for this film are Alec Baldwin, who is, I guess, just a spectacular douche in real life, but I love watching him on the screen. The man has fantastic screen presence. He has fantastic gravitas. And he lends it to this movie and plays just an absolutely wonderful role. The villain, who is... well, that went sideways. I had the IMDb site for Rogue Nation pulled up so that I wouldn't have to be a schlub. Let's see. The villain is somebody I've never heard of, whose name is Sean Harris. Absolutely fantastic bad guy. Great bad guy. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, really just a delicious, sinister bad guy, worthy of the series for somebody who I've never heard of. Which, I mean, doesn't mean a damn thing. I'm nobody. But for somebody who I've never heard of, it's just so good. Such a good bad guy. In addition, the femme fatale in the story is a woman named Rebecca Ferguson, who plays Ilsa Faust. A little bit of heavy foreshadowing there, but she does absolutely fantastic. I've never heard of Rebecca Ferguson either. Again, never heard of her, but she goes toe-to-toe with anybody whenever she's on the screen. Incredible screen presence. Really holds up well against Tom Cruise. Doesn't fall for some of the old cliches of the women in action movies. Does fall for some of the other cliches. She's extraordinarily attractive, and she does pop up out of a swimming pool in a bikini. So, you know, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, or something. All in all, the casting for the movie just very, very well done. And absolutely delighted. Everybody looked like they belonged. Everybody fit really, really well. Just a good, solid flick. Storyline is actually relatively believable, all things considered. References many of the other Mission Impossible movies, and it's basically a headhunter in the CIA finally pointing a finger at the IMF and going, "Wait a minute! Everywhere you guys go, you're blowing shit up. There's thousands of dollars of property damage, and want him this and want him that, and the ends don't justify the means." And of course that's Alec Baldwin doing that, and righteous indignation. Of course there are side effects and hilarious stunts. The movie never stops. There are brief moments where you are allowed to take a breath between outstanding set pieces, but the movie starts on a high note and ends on a high note. It's just a million miles an hour in the right lane. Anybody who's hung around with me for an extended amount of time knows I say a million miles an hour in the wrong lane an awful lot, and this movie is definitely not that. It's all just so very well done. I don't know who wrote the script, and I don't know how much the actors were allowed to play around with it. The scripting is just absolutely fantastic from beginning to end. I can honestly say that Tom Cruise has grown well into the ability to laugh at himself in these movies as he's doing them. There's a really kind of several funny short gags in the movie, kind of making fun about how much taller the bad guys are than Tom Cruise. It's kind of amusing. And something else. Something else to take note. The subtitle for this movie should have been Mission Impossible: How Bad Can We Beat Up Tom Cruise? He's notorious for doing, notorious is the wrong word, famous for doing a lot of his own stunts, and really all of his debacles in the media aside, is as known and almost legendary for taking his filmmaking seriously and his craft seriously, and really kind of devoting himself to it and getting into it. And the stunt work is no exception. And if he was doing even half the stunts in this movie, oh my god. Somebody with a pen and paper had to have, let's see if we can make Tom uncomfortable here, and this whole set over here, there are windows all over the place. Let's see how many windows we can throw Tom Cruise through. There's one part of the movie where I swear to God, in the space of 60 seconds, he's thrown bodily through like 6 storefront windows in a row. It's hilarious. And there's a stunt at the very beginning of the movie that involves bouncing off of a bulkhead. That was just it's fantastic. The stunts are all they're all eye popping, and they're so well done in these movies. Just like they were just as well done in Ghost Protocol. That you're well inside of the lead fridge for 90% of what happens here, but you're just so busy clapping like a happy little kid. When they're all going off, that it doesn't matter. Just an absolute delight. Cruise has been at the helm of the majority of the Mission Impossible movies as far as being an executive producer and yada yada. And they're just so well done. And Rogue Nation, I can't believe this, but they just keep getting better. Really, if I was honest about it, I would say that they are getting better. I really enjoyed Mission Impossible 1 a great deal. MI2 was kind of Again, John Woo, doves, not healthy. I thought Mission Impossible 3 was great. Philip Seymour Hoffman, may he rest in peace, was a great baddie. And then Rogue Nation came along, and of course that's got Brad Bird at the helm for that one, and that's just, if you haven't watched that one, that's a fantastic movie. And now we've got this one, and I have no effing idea who directed Rogue Nation, but they just keep getting better. They really, really do. As much as I quipped in the intro about this being the last mission, as long as they can keep producing movies like this, I keep them coming. They really were just absolutely fantastic. I'm running out of stuff to say. Can't really talk about the story without spoiling it, or talk about the story more without spoiling it. We've already gone over the characters. The stunts are absolutely outrageous. Yeah, I'm spent.